What we do here matters, because what we don't do matters even more.
We need to continue to push, and we at ADAO are going to continue to push the Surgeon General of the United States.
As you know, the United States continues to use asbestos, and that indeed is a barrier to others stopping its use.
The most horrific part of this whole story is that it is preventable.
Good afternoon, everybody. For those of you who don't know me, I'm assuming most of you do, my name is Emily Reinstein, and I'm a sophomore at the University of Southern California. But more importantly, I'm Linda's daughter, this crazy woman who runs the show, and I lost my father to mesothelioma 7 years ago this May. Okay, now even though I've been attending and helping out at ADAO's annual conferences since our first one in DC in 2005, that's me in the red shirt in the front row, very embarrassing, that's okay. I have to be honest with you. Half of the incredible medical research and terminology discussed here goes far over my head, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. So let's take a break from the medical language and speak in real life human terms. Since the age of 10, when my dad was diagnosed with meso, I have known that cancer sucks. I even decided to write the phrase on a piece of paper which we taped to the back of our car so that everyone in my hometown would know how I felt. I've also known for the past 10 years that asbestos is bad. Plain and simple. It killed my dad, it shattered so many other lives, and it has only helped those in the asbestos industry profit. I remember being so frustrated when I was younger that our government didn't understand the simple logic. If something kills people, isn't that bad, and shouldn't it be made illegal? As my mom and I walked around the halls of Congress like complete amateurs in 2004, we pleaded with anyone who would listen to our story. We carried around this picture of my dad and me dancing, saying that every daughter deserves to dance with her father at her wedding. I'm proud to say my mom has mastered the art of speaking with representatives and has come a long way since our first time here on Capitol Hill, thank goodness. I think by now most of you know our personal story, but I just want to emphasize the effects my father's passing when I was only 13 have played in my life. I was forced to mature at such a young age that while I did have a phenomenal childhood, I had to adjust my vision of what was normal. To this day, people ask me what my parents do for a living, am I close with my dad, or where is my dad? And those are some tough questions to answer. No child, adult, or person of any age should ever have to answer those questions. I blame asbestos for these tough answers that I sometimes catch myself lying about. It feels like it's about time some serious and necessary change happens in our asbestos-focused world. It's been 10 years since my father was diagnosed, and I'm still confused as to why asbestos hasn't been banned. Sure, I understand some of the reasons better now, but the underlying question is still the same. If something kills people, shouldn't it be banned? I'd like to expand on this idea of change. I can say with absolute certainty that the world that we live in today, and the world many of you grew up in, have changed drastically. I'll bet you didn't catch people sitting alone making funny faces at their phones every 15 minutes as they Snapchat selfies to their friends. And I'm jealous of this one. I think the dating world consisted of more than flirty Facebook inboxes and texts. But let me tell you, being a college student and having the opportunity to be surrounded by so many changing things has opened my eyes to the possibility of change in the future. With the use of social media and more image-based content, visual messages is our new form of communication. My generation is all about seeing things, from cool pictures of spring break, that's where I was 3 days ago, be jealous, to seeing a heart-wrenching photo of a starving child in Sudan. Images are what make us feel. We don't have time to read long articles anymore, maybe we're all just a little lazy, and being forced to look at or even actively seeking out an image, in my opinion, has a much greater effect than reading a textbook. Images in our world today are powerful, and we need to adapt to this new form of communication. We all loved picture books when we were young, right? At least I did. Personally, I think our society is starting to revert back to this simple form of communication. 100 words or less, and a picture that makes others want to share it without you asking for them to share it. Using this new model, I truly believe that we can share our message, whatever it may be, better than ever before. Just think, ADAO only had a Facebook group since 2008. My mom used to yell at me to get off of my face when I was in middle school. She didn't even know what the difference between MySpace and Facebook were. My oh my, how things have changed. Now, unless you've lived under a rock for the past few years, I think everyone in our world pretty much knows about Facebook and other social media platforms like Twitter and LinkedIn. It's been amazing to watch a tiny ADAO Facebook page that I helped create grow to a huge, comforting virtual community that I know many of you are actively a part of. So I encourage you, continue to use social media platforms to share your feelings, thoughts, and ideas. The way we communicate with social media, in my opinion, has changed for the better. We're even live streaming this conference around the world. Technology has certainly come a long way, right? As a college student studying international relations and digital studies, I'm so excited to see where we'll go from here on an international level and using our digital resources. I've learned so much from my journey with everyone in this room, and I'm impressed at the change you all have already been able to create on a global level. I'm so proud of what ADAO has become today, and I know that much of our growth stems from using our passion fueled by our individual pasts in conjunction with our present knowledge and resources. I wholeheartedly believe that by remembering and combining where we came from, for me, my personal story, and understanding where we are today, using the social media and resources we have available, and looking forward to what will come in the future, we can open the doors for more unlimited change and progress. Thank you.